Hi there everybody and welcome to the vlog. Today we're going to talk about how to combine social justice into your daily life because I have a crazy busy day today. The twins have a doctor's appointment, my son has daycare, I have a million meetings for work, and in between all of that we are going to find the time, make the time to stand up for the people in Palestine. What's going on there is undeniably a genocide and I feel very motivated to talk about this regardless of monetization, screw monetization, like talk about this and call attention to it and to encourage you all to take action as well. So my hope, hi babies, is that by showing you the actions that I take and how I work it into my daily life, I can show you how you can do the same. All right, let's grab the keys, grab the babies, and head out. Yeah. Okay, so that was a wild morning. Everything went great at the doctor's office. The girls were super good. So yeah, doctor's appointment went great. Daycare drop-off went great. And now I have about 20 minutes before my day of calls starts. So I'm gonna call my representatives. And I know that that's not like always the most impactful thing we can do because our representatives often don't give a shit about what we have to say. But I'm trying a slightly different tactic today where in the past I have called and I've had like a little pre-prepared speech ready for them about how I felt and what I expected from them and all of this stuff. But I think today I'm just gonna call and ask some questions because I would love to hear their official answers to some of these questions. Like, what's your official stance on the tent massacre in Rafah? How do you see the conflict in Gaza? Not conflict, I wouldn't use the word conflict, they would use the word conflict. How do you see the genocide in Gaza ending? When and how do you think it'll end? And do you really think that the United States providing weapons to fund this genocide is something you can live with at the end of the day? I don't know. I don't know that I want to ask like, can you live with this? Because I'm talking to a staffer. I'm not talking to the representative directly, but like, I want their answers. I want to know what they have to say about what's going on because honestly, it's been so disappointing. I called a couple weeks ago, maybe, or a couple days ago. I don't remember how long ago, but I called before and one of my representatives, the staffer goes, well, it's complicated. It's complicated was an excuse for this genocide, not understanding what was going on, maybe in October, maybe November. It's May, it's almost June of 2024. This has been going on for almost 8 months. It's complicated is not an excuse anymore. If this is too complicated for you, you shouldn't be in office. So I think I'm just gonna call and rant to them for a little bit. So I obviously won't share the voice of the staffers that I speak to at all, but I do plan on sharing their responses to my questions because like this should be public knowledge, how they choose to respond to what's happening in Gaza. If you would like to also call your representatives, there's a really great app called 5 Calls that you can download. I believe it's in Android and Play Store. Or Google Play Store and Apple Store, whatever. It's in both of them. And it will, you put in your zip code and it'll give you your 3 representatives, your 2 senators and your House of Representatives member. And you can call them. They have a script in there to call about what's going on in Gaza, but I'm pretty sure it's older. And again, I don't really plan on calling and giving a little speech this time. I plan on calling and asking some questions and expecting some answers. Hi, my name is Megan Griffith. My phone number is, my email address is, and my full mailing address is. I am calling because I would like the senator to make his opinion clear on what is happening in Gaza, the genocide that is unfolding in Gaza. So I made my first call. Sometimes I get a staffer and sometimes I get voicemail. I got voicemail that time, so I was a little unprepared because like I said, I was ready to like ask questions. So I kind of rambled a little bit, but I think I still got my point across. Basically, what you're doing when you're calling these people is just telling them that you don't plan on voting for them if they don't speak up and telling them, you know, like they have more power than I do and I want them to use it in this way. They represent me, not themselves. So stuff like that is usually what I talk about. So this person, I think I've gotten a staffer once and I've been calling for months. So I seriously doubt I'm gonna get a person, but you never know. Hi, my name is Megan Griffith. my phone number is, and my full mailing address is. I'm calling to demand that Senator Vance represent his constituents' interests when it comes to the genocide in Gaza. I expect him to speak up, I expect him to speak now, and I expect him to call for a permanent and immediate ceasefire and an end to the genocide. Thank you. Okay, yeah, so not a person there, left voicemail, and that's kind of nice. On this app, you can mark like whether you made contact, whether you left a voicemail, stuff like that. So this person, every time I call, I get a staffer. I think I've gotten voicemail once, and it was because I called before their offices were open on accident because I wasn't paying attention to what time it was. So I'm a little nervous, but it'll go good. It'll be okay. That's the thing about doing these things when you're autistic. I'm bad on the phone. I'm bad at arguing. I'm bad at arguing on the phone, which is basically what I'm doing. And so this is really stressful and really hard for me. Like, I can't tell you how much my butt is sweating right now. And I'm just, this is important. This is more important than my discomfort. And that is something that it took me a minute to understand, I think, when it came to everything happening in Gaza. But this is so much more important than my comfort. And my comfort is not the end all be all most important thing. My well-being is important, of course, but my comfort, my ease is absolutely not the most important thing. So here we go. Hi Tyler, my name is Megan Griffith. Do you need my contact info? Okay, my phone number is, I was just calling to ask what Representative Turner's official stance is on the tent massacre in Rafah over the weekend. Okay, absolutely. I think I would just like to pass along the message that he holds tremendous amounts of power, way more power than I have as an individual. He holds the power to represent his constituent. This is very clear-cut a genocide, and I'm very disappointed and frustrated that, as far as I know, he hasn't really spoken about this so far. Beyond, I think I called a while back. I've been calling a lot, but I think I called a while back, and his official stance was it's complicated, which I would have to disagree with. Oh my goodness. Okay, I always go off point, like, I have such a hard time. I really need to write out my script and just read it, but I always, in my head, I'm like, no, I want to give like an impassioned speech off the cuff. And it's like, Megan, you're autistic. You don't do off the cuff very well. So like, okay. All right, well, that's me making my phone calls. So that is one thing that we have done to help Gaza today. The second thing I recommend doing is donating. There are thousands of families trying to evacuate from Gaza right now, and the border, the Rafah crossing, is blocked, is closed, but you can get out with enough money, which is so, words cannot describe that kind of dystopian hellishness. It's hideous, but it is what's going on. And so there is a really great Instagram account, which I will link in the description, called Funds for Gaza. And it has a spreadsheet with verified GoFundMes of people in Gaza trying to get out. So every month I go in and I donate. I pick a GoFundMe, usually at random, or if someone from Gaza has contacted me on Instagram, I usually will go to their GoFundMe, but I just pick a GoFundMe and I donate my money every month. So it's not quite June yet, so I haven't. It sucks. I want to donate every day. Every single day, I want to just give my money away. But we have bills to pay and we have 3 children in daycare. And do I spend my money perfectly? No. I should be spending less money on coffee. And I know this is not me doing the whole millennials. If they just stopped buying their avocado toast, they could afford a house. But if I stopped buying my avocado toast, I could afford to send $10 to somebody in Gaza who needs it more than I need some fucking avocado toast. So that is something I'm working on, is being a little less frivolous with my spending so that I can spend it where I actually want to spend it, which is on people in Gaza. So anyway, but we're not doing that today because, like I said, it's not June yet, and I can't, as much as I want to donate every day, I can't. So what else can we do? Personally, I have a pretty big following on Instagram and here on YouTube, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm filming myself talking about Palestine, talking about Gaza, talking about Rafah, and talking about genocide. I know that this is, I'm not even going to try to monetize this video because like that's just not going to happen. But I think this video is important to make, and I know some of you watching, if you've gotten this far, might be wondering what in the world this has to do with neurodivergence, and the answer is, first of all, it doesn't have to do with neurodivergence for me to speak about it. And second of all, what about the neurodivergent people in Gaza or in the West Bank? More and more straight up massacres, kidnappings, and other situations are unfolding in the West Bank every day. So this is a Palestine as a whole problem. And what about the autistic people there who hear warplanes droning overhead every day? Not just to mention the panic and the fear that that must instill, but the sensory overwhelm that that must cause. What about not having access to your safe foods, let alone any food, right? And being autistic. What about the ADHDers who can't modulate their volume and end up getting caught by IDF soldiers because they're too loud and they heard them and found them? This is a neurodivergent issue, and even if it wasn't, I still feel like everyone should be speaking about it. So the last thing we're gonna do, in addition to posting this, making this video, we are gonna make a reel for Instagram. I tried to make one this morning and I just didn't really like it. So we're trying again with something different. I try to make them 60 seconds so I can post them on YouTube as well, but I am talkative. So we'll see. It might have to be 90 seconds. We'll see. Okay, here we go. So what are we doing today?
For a coffee chat here in my van and get really honest about what it's truly like.
Okay, so I took a very refreshing nap, watched some YouTube, it was lovely. One of my meetings canceled, which, you know, I love doing my coaching, but also there is nothing quite like a canceled plan to like just make you feel so relaxed. Like, I have so much free time. So anyway, took a nap, watched some YouTube, and now we are gonna go pick up the kiddos from daycare.
The amount of like discomfort that getting a result like that.
Okay, it has been a day. It has been busy, but now it is a gorgeous day. Here, hold on. Beautiful day out. So we are gonna go for a little walk.